Hello everybody, my name's Matt. I'm here to review the Blu Studio 5.0 CHD. This is an unlocked phone that you can buy from Amazon.com for I think $139 last time I checked. Just to give you a little brief rundown, the phone comes with a 5-inch screen, a quad-core 1.3 GHz MediaTek processor, 1 GB of RAM, an 8.0 megapixel camera, and a 2.0 megapixel front-facing camera. It comes with 4G HSPA Plus, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that means that you can use this on T-Mobile's network and get 4G speeds, not 4G LTE, but HSPA Plus stands for, I believe, high-speed packet access, which is a really fast 3G essentially, but T-Mobile does 4G. It also has 1080p video recording, and it has expandable storage, and it runs Android version 4.4 KitKat. Blu is, I believe, an American manufacturer based out of Florida. Actually, designed by Blu in Miami. And these are fairly popular. I mean, they're more of a niche phone. They're gaining ground. That's a decent phone all around. I'll tell you a little bit about it. We'll fire it up and get going. So, what do you get when you buy this phone? First of all, you get the phone, which is a 5-inch phone. And to give you an idea what a 5-inch phone looks like, I am going to compare it to a couple items for you. First one I pulled out. First item I'll compare it to is a 2013 Moto G. Moto G is a 4.5-inch phone, and the Blu is a 5-inch phone. Now, to put the Moto G on top of the Blu, you can see it's quite a bit larger. The Blu 5.0 is quite a bit larger, both in height and width. Thickness, they're fairly similar. I'll also compare it to an iPhone for you iPhone lovers out there. This is an iPhone 4. You think my work for that beauty? You know, definitely quite a bit larger than the iPhone 4. There's a little bit better contrast here. The iPhone 4. So it's quite a large phone. Okay. For those of you who don't know a lot about phones, or in general, you want to make sure that you get a phone that works on the correct network. In this case, this will work on AT&T, T-Mobile, and pretty much any GSM carrier that has the right bands. Blu up until recently, only made a handful of phones that would work on T-Mobile. Anyways, I'm going to crack this baby open and tell you about what's on the inside. So on the inside, you have I don't know if you can read that, 2,000 milliamp hour battery, and you have 2 full-size SIM card slots. The battery is removable, and the SIM card slots, you can prioritize them. For which you want to use data service and for which you want to use phone service. So for those of you who have an iPhone 4 or a typical standard Android phone, you are going to need this handy dandy SIM adapter to make your micro SIM, which is what I have, fit into this phone. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my SIM card. So a little SIM adapter. So this is a micro SIM going into, I believe, a mini SIM, which is kind of the standard SIM. I'm going to put it into SIM card slot number 1. Now be careful. These stupid SIM card converters have been known to ruin the prongs. So just be careful when you put it in. See, kind of a pain in the butt, but it does work. I have done this before. Well, damn it. Okay, we're in. My SIM card is officially in. So that's off. Oh, also, this has micro SD expandable memory. It says 32 on the box, but I've had a 64 gig card in it. So this phone's already turned on. I charged it. Didn't want to waste you guys' time. And installed some apps, and we're going to do some tests. So the first thing you want to know is how well does it perform? Well, it's pretty fluid. Has a quad-core processor. It's not, top-of-line processor, but it's decent. It has a gig of RAM. It runs Android 4.4 KitKat. In terms of storage, it comes with a 4 GB ROM, and you can access 2.3 gigs of that. And I believe you can also move apps to the SD card on this particular phone. So if you take a look, it says 2.3 gigs. Total space 2.34 gigabytes left. Okay, the phone performs fairly well. I'm going to run an Antutu benchmark for you, for those of you who are big into performance. Test. So we are doing a Antutu test. Let me bring this down. Antutu's kind of the go-to benchmark. It used to be Quadrant back in the day, but Antutu's kind of taken them out for the most part. And while we're waiting for that test to go, this phone is, one thing that I've noticed about it, and I don't know what it is about these Blues, but it feels like the screen is more plasticky, and versus like a Motorola or an iPhone, where I'm not sure what it is, but it almost feels more glassy, and this feels more plasticky. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It just, to me, it feels cheap, but it could be a good durability thing. Other than that, I mean, it's a decent phone. It's a pretty stylish phone. Oh. Oh. Antutu kind of accidentally hit the back button. Okay, we're at 40%. Yeah, it has a volume rocker on the side. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then on the other side, it has the on-off sleep-wake button. Top, as your standard, I think, is 2.5mm and a micro USB charging port. Then it has 3 capacitive touchscreen buttons. You can't really see them. It has on the left the menu, center home, and on the right it has the back button. %50 on the Antutu. Like I said, this isn't a speed demon, but it'll get the job done. I think one thing you need to kind of ask yourself is, what are you doing on your phone? If you're playing a lot of games, you need a good graphics processor. You need a good CPU. If you're just browsing the internet and you're looking for a budget phone, if you're on T-Mobile's pay-as-you-go, it's a good option, or AT&T. When you're not in a contract, these are great phones for off contract. Because they work, they get the job done, they're affordable. If you break them, you're not out $600, you're out $120. So, decent phone for the money. So, here's 3D rendering. It's much clearer, I think, on the phone. Still a little choppy, but it's decent. This is the 3D benchmark on Antutu. It's a little choppy. It's going right now at 6 frames per second. And it's only running at 720p resolution. Yeah, this phone is a 720p phone. Forgot to mention that earlier. One thing I like while it's around this graphics is what's included in the box. You get the charger, you get a nice set of earbuds. You also get screen protectors, which is kind of unusual and it's kind of awesome. They give you a manual and some screen protectors. I don't have the screen protector on, but they do give you a screen protector here. Okay, Antutu is done. So to compare the HTC One M8, which is the newest HTC One, scores a 42,000. This, on the other hand, scores a 17,000. Similar to, oh geez, I don't even have a good comparison. The closest phone that you guys might know is probably the Xperia Z2. And geez, even that blows out of the water. I'd say it's similar in performance to a Moto G, but it doesn't have quite the graphics processing power. So anyways, that's the Antutu benchmark. Now you're asking, probably, well, how's the internet speed? So I just popped my SIM card in. I'm going to reboot the phone real quick and get SIM card service. Actually, I might be able to do it from here. So if you go to SIM management, oh, I can't even do that. I'm going to restart the phone. Your phone will reboot. Okay. I'm not sure if it's my video that's blurry or if it's just my computer monitor. Okay, phone's rebooting. Still have Wi-Fi. Slot 2, no SIM card detected. Okay, so I'm going to, so it detects I have T-Mobile, detects my phone number and all that good jazz. Okay, it detects that I have 3G service, top right hand corner. That, for T-Mobile, is HSPA+, so high-speed packet access, so you're going to get some decent speed. I'll do a speed test for you. So actually, let me take off Wi-Fi, so it's a good speed test. So took off Wi-Fi. Okay. So now I am on 3G, and there's an H there. 3GH HSPA+. Doing a speed test. Mm-hmm. 4 megabits, 5 megabits per second. That's decent for a 3G phone. More than enough to watch Netflix stream, Amazon stream, any music service. My upload's 1.2. That's actually decent. My ping is 179 milliseconds. So it's decent speeds on 3G. More than enough for browsing the internet and watching videos. In fact, it's one of the tests I'm going to do. I'm going to so let's real quickly browse a website. Go to one of my favorite websites. Let's go to Gizmodo. It's on 3G. Web page loads. These sexy manga style Lego action figures. Yada yada yada. Okay, so it's good. It's fast. Okay, so you've seen the battery, or I'm sorry, you've seen the graphics capability, you've seen the Wi-Fi, you've seen what it scores in Antutu, you've seen what it comes with. So the only thing left really is to talk about battery life. So I've had the phone, I turned it on at 95%, and the little stuff that we've done has brought us down to 91%. So what I'm going to do is I am going to turn on Wi-Fi, so I don't use a ton of data to stream a video. I'm going to play a 30-minute show and see, we're going to assume it goes to 90% by the time we get the show running. So I'm going to log into Netflix, which I have here somewhere. Oh, they changed their logo, that's right. I'm going to log into Netflix, take my screen out of the phone while I sign in. Okay. Okay, so let's go to, I am going to watch, let's do Breaking Bad. I'm going to, 3G, could not load data. Let's try something else here. I'm not sure why it's saying that, it's weird. Let's try, oh, it's weird. Let's try this one more time. Okay, I'm on Netflix Wi-Fi. It is not allowing. Let's try something else. Turning off Wi-Fi. That's odd. No, it's not working. Anyways, here's what we'll do. We will go to something funky going on here. Sim management, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi back on. It was just working just a minute ago. Something's gone funky with my data. Okay, Gizmodo's working again. Get back into Netflix. Could not load data. Reboot. Let's give this phone a fair shake before I throw it against the wall. So we're firing her up again. We gotta give this thing a fair shake. Okay. Let's get back in Netflix. Okay. So I am going to start a show. Doesn't work this time, I'm giving up. Start Californication. No, let's not start that. Let's start Lost. Okay, we're gonna watch season 1, part 1, the pilot, and I will let you know what the battery goes to. It was at 88% last I checked. So we're gonna watch a 42-minute show and see where it goes. I'm gonna turn the sound down. I'm gonna let it sit next to me, and I will get back to you. Alright, episode is just about to finish. It's Walking Dead. We're at 41 minutes. I'm going to back out. I had to pause it earlier, but to give you just a general idea, we are at about 58%, so do the math. It takes about 30% to watch 40-minute show. Actually, let's see. It takes about 20 or about 28%, something like that. Because I had to actually reset the phone once, and then because we had a connection problem. Anyways, about 28% to watch a 40-minute video. I worked that out. It ends up being about, you get the equivalent of being able to watch about 2.5 hours or about 2.5 to 3 hours of video. Streaming it on Wi-Fi, that probably works out to about 3.5 hours of on-screen time with generic use. Should last all day. You're not going to have a lot of extra at the end of the day as long as you keep, if your brightness is high. But anyways, so far that's the Studio the Blu Studio 5.0C HD. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Hopefully it was thorough. Thank you.